god, we can totally make one of these.
I don't even think I'm enjoying this.
No, I like it.
And we did, and it's fantastic.
I adore this game. It is perfect.
Following is brought to you by loudspeak.com.
Episode 190 of the ChairShot Podcast is here, as I realise yet again that I can sorely do with a pop guard on this here microphone. I am your very poppily host, Barry Murphy, here for another fun and games filled 2 hours of podcasting, and with me, as always, are my poptacular co-hosts. First of all, Mr. Paul Griffin.
Hello, Barry.
And Joe P. Towner.
Hello, how are you?
That is Joe's shoot name, by the way.
You just told everyone now. Shit.
Yeah, his middle name does begin with P. We probably said it on the show before.
I was guessing, I was just trying to work in a P there. Yeah. And for the remainder of the show, I will not use any of those letters. So, enjoy this oddcast. Alright, that would be a good name for a podcast, actually, the Oddcast.
I bet you it's taken.
It's probably taken, yeah.
Or if it isn't, there will be at least, you know those YouTube parody songs where it's like Katy Perry Roar, and you go to YouTube and go, okay, let's just type Katy Perry Door parody, and there will be one. I bet you there's something like that for podcasts. Someone's like, Oddcast, let's do a parody song about podcasts.
Yeah.
I did a test today. I have this hypothesis that for every song that comes out, there is at least a parody song made for every rhyming word you can think of. So I tested this today with 3 rhymes of roar. I tested door, snore, and chore. Okay, they were the 3 that I could come up with that rhyme with door. And there's multiple ones for snore, funnily enough, and there's also ones for door and chore. Too many parody songs nowadays.
Well, I think that's just YouTube. Too much of everything. Whatever will get a click.
Leave it to Weird Al. Leave it to the pros, brother. It's many jabronis on the YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I didn't get around to uploading the ChairShot Podcast of last week to YouTube until this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought my eyes deceived me.
Yeah. It was because, as I explained, I thought, was it off air or on air when I said this, that I had to completely reinstall Windows on my laptop.
You said that off air, yeah.
Because I had been running a preview build of Windows 8.1, which is the sort of new Windows 8 one. And apparently the preview period... The preview period's over, so they're like, if you don't install the full 8.1 version, your computer will restart every 2 hours. And I said, well, that's no good. So I installed 8.1, and all my programs were deleted. Which apparently it says it in the sort of terms and conditions, if I had bothered to read it.
Yeah, if you bothered to read it.
It says if you update from preview build 8.1 to Windows 8.1, it'll delete all your programs. So I spent last night going through getting iTunes back, Skype, Audacity, Chrome, Firefox, all those sort of things. I'm just now noticing I need to get back MP3 Tag, which is the program I use for putting the artwork on the MP3 file and the other metadata, the artist and the album and all that stuff. So I have to get that now after the show. Yeah, so that was a bit annoying. Computer's really slow since as well. It was running really fast on 8.1 preview, and now it's running quite slowly.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, the bastards of Windows.
And then they're going to become now they're going to come out and be like, but ooh, look, 9, ooh.
And of course, I'll be first in the queue to buy it. Going,
you don't queue to buy an operating system, do you?
No, I bought Windows 8 online.
Yeah.
Actually. So that's what I got up to.
I'm getting new internet installed on Tuesday.
The fiber optics.
Yeah, I gotta be home.
Oh, mate, it's great.
I gotta be home from like 1 till 4 on the off chance they come at any time between those two times. But I'm sure it'll be worth it because I've held off downloading so many things on PS Plus because it's so long and it throttles my internet and I can't do anything while it's downloading. So it's like, okay, I'll download XCOM. Hope I've got a DVD to watch because I can't do anything else while I'm downloading. So
Sure.
So that'll be good to have, and I can multitask. And I think this show sounds pretty good these days. Anyway, it shouldn't be too noticeable, but Skype should probably be a lot easier. And yeah, although this laptop has got to go to the bin as soon as possible.
Sure.
Before we went on air, there, listeners, I connected my headset, and for no other reason other than this is just a piece of shit laptop. No sound in my headphones, and I double checked the volume. I double checked everything. Nothing was noticeably wrong, and I just restarted the computer. So yeah, so this thing is shit tier, but there's not a whole lot I can do with it for the time being, other than deal with it. So yeah, technology is a bit of a bitch.
Have you got any spare computers, Joe? You could send Barry. Joe, is he there?
Apparently, he doesn't have one himself.
All right.
I have a question. While Joe is incapacitated, nothing to do with anything.
Right.
What possessed you to watch Misery last night, or today even?
I watched it today. Well, let's jump ahead to movie. What do you mean? What possessed me to watch?
I like Misery. I've seen it. It's a good film. Why did you decide to watch it today of all days? Did something trigger in your head that made you say, I want to watch Misery? This is Movie Guff, by the way, right, listeners.
Well, first of all, I own it on Blu-ray, so that was pretty high up in the sort of reasons why I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Figure if I don't watch it, it'll sort of be a waste of money eventually. Also, this is my new method for picking movies. I think I've said in the past, when I pick movies, I always look at the length of the movie because I don't like to sit through a really long movie. Although I will be tomorrow. More on that later.
Exciting.
But my new method, even worse, I think some people will find than the old one, is I'm picking the movies I watch based on how close they are to my bed. So I don't have to, because my maybe people have seen photos on my Twitter or something of my collection. Some of them are quite hard to get to. They're around the back behind other Blu-rays. They're all stacked up, so sometimes the ones near the bottom are hard to get. So basically, it's ease of access. So Misery was right there, out front and center. So I just picked that off, stuck it on. It wasn't too long either. It's only about an hour 47. And yeah, I really liked Misery. I thought Kathy Bates was a very good Psycho fan.
Mm-hmm.
Reminded me that these people do exist in the world. You only have to look on ChairShot Podcast Twitter for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's very Truman Show-esque in the sense that it was very prophetic of things we'd be dealing with, 20 years later.
Yeah. I can only imagine if that character... Spoiler. Will I spoil the movie? No,
it's one of those films everyone knows what happens in. If you don't know what happens in Misery, then
I will simply say if the Kathy Bates character was online today, she would be running a Kurt Hawkins roleplay account.
Probably, yeah, or or some kind of Shield fan site. I shouldn't say that actually, because I know a lady who actually runs like Dean Ambrose's fan site, and she's quite rational. She's quite embarrassed with the fact that she has to be lumped in with psychopaths, freaks. There's Joe, by the way, just rejoining us. I'm looking just as not that I'm bored of the show or anything, but I often take an scroll through Instagram as I'm doing the show. I noticed Joe was dismantling an old PC earlier today. So,
yes, I was.
Yeah, you're not using that one for TSP, are you?
No, why? Do you want it?
Not really. From looking at it.
Better than
why
yours.
Why did you hide cocaine in your old PC from the looks of it?
No, Barry, that's dust.
Is it
dust.
though?
We're not all drug addicts like you.
I imagine Joe very much as a Scarface type character now, just dunking his entire face in a load of dust.
In a load of dust from the back end of his.
You little cockroach.
Say hello to my little fan.
So yeah, that was Misery. Yeah, I like Misery.
Misery was great. Kathy Bates
Very good film.
won the Oscar for best.
Did she?
Best lead. Yeah, Oscar winning for that role.
Yeah.
Much deserved. I thought she was excellent in it. And yeah, it was very tense. I hadn't been spoiled that much on it. Like what I find now with a lot of these movies I'm watching that I should have watched years ago is either it'll be Simpsons references mostly, or just general knowledge. So at least with this one I wasn't so spoiled on it, and I thought it was very tense. I always like those movies. Like 12 Angry Men is my favorite movie because it's got a very small cast, takes place in quite a confined area, and this is sort of similar. It's only really the two, Kathy Bates and James Caan, although there are cutaways to like the sheriff and whatever, looking for clues. It's sort of very claustrophobic. But yeah, I really liked Misery. And I also watched this week Cape Fear, which was another movie ruined for me by The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Paul just couldn't enjoy that rake scene with a straight face after watching Simpsons.
No, I really enjoyed Cape Fear actually.
Oh, maybe I hear the same as I style it as scrambled eggs.
I thought Cape Fear was great as well. It's surprising that it's a Scorsese movie because it's very un-Scorsese-like. It's very normal, very conventional movie, if a bit wacky even. But yeah, I thought Juliette Lewis was outstanding. De Niro, and I see De Niro do a different kind of role where he's not an uptight Italian gangster, basically.
Yeah.
I really liked him in Cape Fear. There was no rake scene.
May I suggest Rocky and Bullwinkle? If you're looking for
I've seen Rocky.
I haven't. I don't even know.
What a load of nonsense that was, baby.
Oh no.
Because I'm going to be seeing Wolf of Wall Street tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So do either of you know the link between
Scorsese.
both Cape Fear and Misery to Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh. James Caan in them.
No.
Oscar winners.
Is it same screenwriter?
No. Well, of course, Cape Fear is a Scorsese movie.
Of course.
But the link between Misery and The Wolf of Wall Street is that Rob Reiner is in both movies, and he also directed Misery.
Oh.
So there you go. And he was in Spinal Tap. I didn't watch Spinal Tap, so that's irrelevant.
I've never seen Spinal Tap. Yeah.
What? Spinal Tap's an excellent movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's my favourite comedy, but I think it's very, very funny.
I'll get around to it at some stage, I'm sure.
It's no Blazing Saddles, I would say. So they were the only two movies I watched this week. I watched Cape Fear last night, and I watched Misery this afternoon. And they were both great. I give them both the Paul's Enjoyment Points score of 8 out of 10.
Big old thumbs up.
Yeah. I would recommend. The next one I'm probably going to watch is Last Stand, the new Arnie one,
God.
because that Blu-ray is just underneath the Misery one, so I just
Of course.
Easy to get out. Yeah.
yeah.
Convenience. Watch my movies. Paul.
So there you go. Did either of you watch any movies this week?
I don't think I did.
I actually
Yeah,
have
maybe
not. I have not watched the movie this week.
Watching TV.
Oh my god.
I thought-
Joe's been watching The Office this week.
I have been watching The Office as revision
Yeah.
for the big quiz,
Big pub quiz.
the big pub quiz in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
What's the prize for the quiz?
I don't care about prizes. Winning is all I care about.
See, now I've been pondering, for listeners, it's a quiz around The Office, the original UK version of The Office,
Yeah.
which I mean, still to this day has cult status isn't the right word. Still widely regarded as a comedy great that everyone's seen and loves, and stuffing Christmas stockings to this day. I'm sure the box set, and Joe is going to it, and myself and Joe and Paul, of course, seen it many times, know it back to front and all this. What I'm very curious to hear how it goes, because I want to see the caliber of question. I want to see the caliber of the other players, because when I first heard of it, I was like, Joe and the lads will trounce them. But I'm wondering now how intensive are the questions going to be, and also how annoying and stupid are some of them going to be. That they're going to be like, the fella is just like going through the DVDs right now, freeze framing the credits, going, who is standing at the bus stop in this scene? What was the name of the extra?
Yeah.
Stupid things
luckily,
like that.
I'm doing the same. So whatever he's got. I'll be able to answer.
You'll be prepared. Fair enough.
I would be no good at that quiz. I'm sorry to say. My office knowledge is not that good. I think I've only seen the series through twice or something.
You knew about the kettle over the pub, though.
Yeah, but that's that's one of my favourite bits in the whole show. The whole series.
It might be things like I'm thinking. See, I don't know, because it could go either way. It could be ridiculously hard, or it could be what we initially expected. And it'd just be things like, well, what was the brand of jacket that Brent wore? You know, Sergio Giorgini, things like that seem like piss easy to us. But
yeah, that would be abstract to
a lot of people, you know. Winnersh. You know, that might come up. So make note of that one, Joe. Winnersh.
Good, right.
So I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah. Good luck, Joe.
I haven't watched any films either myself this week. I've kind of fallen behind on my 2013 catch-up stream. Although I'm gonna watch one tonight because I'm staying in tonight, so I'm gonna watch You're Next. That's what I'm gonna watch next on my bloody list of films to watch, mate.
Is that the Goldberg movie?
Oh god, I think we made that joke about 5 times when like Paul discussed that film 6 months ago.
It was so good. I brought it back.
Yeah.
I started watching Archer today.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Not the Robin Hood superhero show.
Yeah. that is literally why I haven't watched it since it started, because that's what I thought it was.
Probably. Yeah, the cartoon thing. It's not bad.
I've season 1 and 2 on DVD. I haven't started yet.
Okay, give it a go.
They're
too busy watching Adventure Time.
I haven't watched Adventure Time in God knows how long. I'm still like on season 2.
I've just started season 3.
God, yeah, you've overtaken me. I still haven't finished. There's only like 20 episodes. Still haven't finished Gravity Falls. I've fallen behind on everything. And the funny thing is, I'm doing absolutely nothing with my time during the holidays, so I don't know how I haven't watched these things. But
get on it, Barry.
I probably watched more telly this week than films. I watched the new season of Archer, which I won't spoil or anything. But they're kind of rebooting it, kind of going in a different direction.
They're rebooting what? Sorry.
Archer.
Oh, okay.
They're not rebooting. That's the wrong word. They're basically just changing shit up. The writers like, we're bored of them being spies. Let's do something else. So they not the plot is not exactly the most important thing in Archer. It's heavily gag based. But yeah, so Archer season 5, funny, laughs, good stuff, all that good stuff. Yeah, not really much to say. I also watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which debuted over here this week on E4. It was a serviceable half an hour. I'm probably not going to watch it again. People told me it was funny. It was not unfunny. And there was a chuckle or two, but it was like, The main guy, the main character is played by the guy out of The Lonely Island.
Yeah, Andy Samberg.
Yeah, funny guy. I like him, but bit kind of cliche sitcom lead character, cop man. You know, I'm a goofball detective. You know.
Sure, I've heard a lot of very good things about it, and in fairness to those kind of shows, the early episodes are often not the best. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's fair. I don't know. I might give it a few more episodes because it was only the first episode, and it wasn't bad. It's just it didn't do much for me. Might check it out somewhere down the line.
I might watch in the off season.
Yeah, I'll give it. I might not keep up with it, but maybe sort of. If people are telling me how great it is 5 or 6 episodes down the line, I'll say okay, I'll catch up with it, see what it's like. So yeah, I watched that. I watched Archer. What else did I watch? I didn't watch a whole lot else. Those are the 2 notable things. Watched Weekly Wipe again this week. It's good. I didn't get to see Benefit Street because life's too short, so I didn't bother. That had a lot of people talking. Just not me. So yeah, that was my view on this week.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm going to be watching Wolf of Wall Street tomorrow. Because I got a date, baby. That was so dismissive, right?
I'm not being dismissive, man. I want to know more.
No, there's not much more to know until I talk about it next week.
Have you checked she's not mental?
Well, Joe, that's often the problem with the date.
That's the gamble.
System. What was her little 2-line blurb on her Tinder page?
I'll check now for you. Hang on.
I haven't used Tinder like a month.
No, I don't really find myself on it anymore.
Yeah, is it a funny novelty for like a week and then okay.
I can't be arsed. It was something. I don't remember.
I was supposed to be out potentially on a quote-unquote date right now, but I spent all my money during the week, and so I just didn't go.
Oh Jesus! I am low on funds as well now. So yeah, anyway, first I have the little get together tomorrow, so I'll be reporting on that next week. Knowing me and my charm, it'll probably go extremely well, unless there's a water pistol involved or something. In which case,
I was going to
I'll
say,
be the
unless
one
she,
looking
unless
like a
she
mental.
starts doing things like talking about how stupid Wolf of Wall Street was, and you just go off on her. You know nothing about Scorsese, woman. I liked it better in Titanic. You're a fucking idiot.
Well, like I was saying, the problem with the whole
women.
dating scene is often you don't find out they're mental until it's too late, and then you're like, oh, I'm trapped now with a mental one.
Trapped.
No, she seems nice. Jesus, Tinder is some tool. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Good work, Tinder. See, the trick is
You
as soon
you
as
didn't really meet her on Tinder, did you?
yeah.
I was
That's-
joking when I said that.
No, the trick is as soon as you get him on Twitter, you go, right, fuck off. I'm gonna add you on Facebook. I'm not using this stupid Tinder anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy days.
I opened it for the first time like 2 nights ago, and I got 2 matches. Like, and I didn't bother sending any messages. I just didn't bother. I don't know. I think I'm bored of it.
Yeah.
Much like a
No, I
says a lot about my patience with women. Just get bored of them.
the saddest thing is when I started using it, I was almost like the little puppy going, hello, how's it going, hello. And now, since I don't use it that much anymore, I'm the one getting these messages repeatedly from these people I talked to briefly going, how's it going, hello. I'm just not replying.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad because I was talking to these girls and they seem nice, but they're just not replying because I can't be bothered. I already got one, now go away.
Yeah.
So what was I talking about? I don't remember
Well,
now.
what else happened
Oh
this
yeah,
week?
expensive week. Yeah. Well, first of all, it's been a bit of a mad week. Even madder than my previous week. PS4 arrived on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely PlayStation 4 from Amazon with with NAC, the NAC bundle, which I have no intention of playing.
Yeah.
Opened it up, lovely shiny PlayStation, plugged it in, sat down with a controller in hand, and it wouldn't go on. And the blue light just kept shining. I was like, oh, this isn't working. So, went onto the internet, as you do, look up this error. Apparently, the rate is like something like what did I say? It was like it's nearly a 1 in 200 chance that this would happen or something.
Yeah, it's low.
So unfortunately, I was one.
Mm-hmm.
So check the HDMI cable, check the power cable, try on another TV, try another cable, check the hard drive, did all that stuff. Still wouldn't go on. So I rang up Sony, their help desk. No waiting time, which I've never experienced when calling one of these customer service things. I was just put right on with a lad from the help desk. Gave him all the details, serial number of the console and all that, and he's like, "Okay, we'll try and organize a replacement for you. Is the 16th okay?" And I was calling on the 14th, so that was like 2 days. Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the 16th came. So did the new PS4, and it works. So that's great.
Wow.
So very happy with Sony's customer service. I actually did the little feedback thing for once because I was so pleased with them.
Yeah.
Give them an old 10-star
Yeah.
review.
That sounds good.
And yeah, it's all set up. It works now. I'm very happy with it. And then on Thursday, I was at the dentist as well. I had to get a filling sorted out.
Ow.
So went in on Thursday initially. They just wanted to do X-rays. I got a clean and polish, all that malarkey. So then I had to go back the following day for the actual filling. And yeah, they cut away the bad bit of the tooth. And apparently the gum was so inflamed and was bleeding. They had to cut a bit off. They had to burn it off with a laser.
Ooh.
And so that's sorted. So those 2 dentist trips alone cost €250.
Whoa.
And so this month alone, I bought a PlayStation 4, the extra game controller, and 2 trips to the dentist.
500 quid worth of dental care.
Jesus, which in total cost me about €800 probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair though, at least, I mean, look, that's productive. You've got a brand new gaming console. That's you set for consoles for another like 10 years. If the last generation's anything to go by, a fucking decade, right? Teeth. Can't put a price on good teeth, as I am finding out. That's another. I had a doctor's appointment this week about my teeth. Almost done with the old braces. Surgery coming up in the summer. No major news. But yeah, I'm just broke because basically being a good old student, I live basically from grant payment to grant payment basically, and I'm at the tail end of the previous one, a week or two away from the next one. So
and don't let me forget either. I have to pay my parents' rent. So.
Are you telling me to not let you forget?
I'm just saying, like, all those expenses plus that. Don't forget that bit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me to remind you.
No.
But yeah. So I've
another €300 there.
Drank a good bit of my.
If anything.
I'm happy enough with it.
College
give him a few more.
Government money. Gone into the old liver. But speaking of money, I mean, I don't know, guys. I've had a great holiday season, extended holiday season, because I'm not back to fucking college until 3 days before February, which is mental. But speaking of money and spending and buying things, here's my new feature, listeners, called "Is there anything Chris Blake hasn't bought this week?" Chris Blake this week bought.
I don't think people even remember Chris Blake anymore.
Well, they're lucky.
I barely remember who he is.
I've lost track of all the things. He bought a Wii U, which he's already joking about the fact he's never going to use it. He bought video capture equipment for game consoles, right?
That's because he fancies himself as a bit of a let's play video YouTuber, even though he's one of the dullest people. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh God, hang on, I'm gonna look up because we got this.
He won't listen.
He won't listen. Yeah, right. He didn't even listen when he was on the fucking show. Anyway, I'm gonna try and look up the purchases thread because it's mental. He's living in Japan, by the way, these days. For those of you wondering, that was the other thing, because he's living in Japan and you can only get those there. A PS Vita TV. Now, what that is, right, is it's a little doohickey you connect to your television, and it plays Vita games, but just on your telly. So it's like a Vita, except you can't carry it anywhere. So I don't understand what the point of it is, because it's not like the Vita games are so good that people who own consoles want them.
But does he have a Vita also?
I don't know.
Because maybe it's a cheaper alternative to a Vita, where you can't bring it around, but you can play it.
It is. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's like 150 quid converted from Japan dollars.
8 million yen, boys.
Yeah, but basically, to sum up, I think all he does is spend money.
Yeah.
So that angers me. But yeah, so that's the return of our weekly Barry Chris Blake feature. I hope you choke on your PS Vita TV. I've got no other features because I've done very little this week.
Yeah.
Paul, I know you said you had the news ready. Before we get into the news, do we want to do emails?
Sure.
That was the other thing. I did actually. You know what? I did put some work in this week. I said everyone. I don't want to talk about wrestling this week, right? Because it was boring. Send me a couple emails, and we'll do an agony on segment because I've got my life together, and I think
I bet you have none. I bet you have no.
I tell you what, I was like, I can help you all out with your financial woes, with your lady troubles. If you want to start up a small business, I can give you lots of ideas. Like we're on Dragon's Den, Amut. I can do all that stuff, right? I got nothing. I knew you wouldn't. I do have emails. They're from the usual suspects. I got no emails after I put out that tweet. So I guess you all just have perfect lives, yeah, right? By virtue of the fact you fucking listen to this show, you don't. Anyway, let's get stuck into the emails. I do have emails from friends of the show, usual friends of the show. So it's from Will. He says, I know you spoke about the WWE Network last week, but I'm wondering if you can clear up some of my confusion with it. I listened to Meltzer's interview on the MMA Hour this week, and he was talking about how WWE can't undercut the pay-per-view provider. Aren't they doing this already with WrestleMania, or is it not available on PPV and just on the network? Well, this is where the contention is. They are, with the network, they will in fact be undercutting the cable people. That's the issue. And it's unprecedented territory, basically. If this is the case, then surely it's a huge risk on the part of WWE to scrap the pay-per-view system that has shown itself to be profitable, at least where WrestleMania is concerned. Well, yeah, they're taking a big gamble, and they're kind of waving their dick in the face of the cable companies in the process. So it's just a watch this space kind of issue. If this is the case, as I said before, I'm confused about the whole thing. What kind of changes will we see in the programming? Will they scrap the monthly build-up model for a more season-based storytelling? I don't know. It seems like they're still going to go month to month. They'll still have those 12 big bookend shows that you have to watch. They just won't be on pay-per-view anymore. Or they will be for the foreseeable future, but not very long. Seems to me WWE are aiming at the general public immediately with their network, whereas the UFC are targeting the hardcore with their longer goal of getting the public on side. Is WWE taking the hit for the UFC, boxing, and whatever niche forms of entertainment there are? If the UFC sees WWE have been successful with it, can they simply follow suit? Well, yeah, but the UFC is way more successful on pay-per-view these days than WWE, so it's two different beasts. It's kind of like WWE almost cutting their losses in a way, especially when you consider things like the Survivor Series buy rate and all that. I mean, they've done
Well, the UFC just did a show with over 1 million
exactly,
buys.
yeah. So you know, it's two different animals.
And it wasn't even a WrestleMania.
One last thought. At the moment, I pay about $5 a month for a Rapidator account. Oh, that's illegal, sir.
I do too. Wait.
Oh, that's all.
Well, that's not illegal.
Illegal.
Having the account isn't illegal.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. That gives me any TV show, PPV event the day after in 720p.
That is illegal.
But the live stream option for a cheap price like $9.99 does intrigue me because the streams are so crappy. Sorry about the long email, Barry Lad, Tony, and the Griff. Brave New World. Cheers, Will. Thank you very much, Will, as always, for your email. We greatly appreciate it. Honestly, I don't really see the point in pirating anymore. I mean, the thing about a Rapidator account is that you can just watch other television shows. So it's not like you're limited strictly to wrestling. So there is value there. But I mean, like for a tenner, I would feel cheap by pirating things when I know I can get all that content for a tenner a month, including the pay-per-views. And I just can't be asked downloading things. One button, go on the network, just on my PS3, watch it. For convenience alone, I'm almost certainly going to get the network. So but only you know what your preference is. It depends on how much you use that account for non-WWE things.
A lot.
Yeah. Well, next email. This is an interesting one from Scott. Subject: WWE pay-per-view money and rich man Paul.
Oh God. None. After all my expenses this month, I've not done myself any favors there.
Message buddy.
Oh, I bought a PS4 and I got my teeth.
Well, let me read this. Hang on.
Go on.
Paul. He opens like this. Paul is rich enough to throw money away. I thought I'd share a quick story about saving 1-cent coins. I have a coffee can. I have a coffee can in my dresser that I throw pennies in. Once the can is full, I take it over to the bank and pour it into the coin counting machine. I've never even seen a coin counting machine. Last time I did it, there was $193 in there. I'm glad to hear Paul is doing well enough that he doesn't need that kind of money. Oh yeah, this is because you literally throw money away like a fucking elitist capitalist pig. God. Anyway.
I don't even consider it money.
This is but meager currency in the most technical and literal sense. I can't actually use it to buy anything. I'm Paul.
1 cent coins is the kind of thing I would use making a little collage in primary school.
Well, do that then. No. Fucking hell. That is still amazing to me that you throw away money.
I don't want it.
My
Where's my wallet now? I'll tell you what I have in it right now.
give it to your good friend Barry, lads.
We got. Alright.
Sounds like you're loading a gun. Jesus, like I'm in a 50 Cent music video.
We have a key to my front door.
Yeah, that's not currency either.
We have 3 50-cent coins.
So throw them away. 50 cents, not even a euro.
€2 coin, 20 cent, 10 cent, and 2 fives. No ones or twos.
What? Sorry, what have you proved here by doing this? That you've confirmed that yes, I do throw them away.
I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any, and if I did, I would throw them out the window.
God. Anyway, speaking of money, you were talking about how much the pay-per-view business was going to be hurt and how much the WWE was going to lose by including the pay-per-views into subscription services. I saw a breakdown of how much WWE stands to lose, and it wasn't as much as I thought. For each $50 pay-per-view that is sold, the WWE only gets $17.35. The cable company gets the rest. So if you take into consideration people like me, who don't pay for the pay-per-view, and my 2 friends who also don't pay for it, but we go to the local pub and watch it there, paying £5 each to get in, the WWE will get my $10 a month instead of the pub getting the money. Well, the pub's always going to get my money, mate. I'm planning on signing up after the first week is over to avoid any of the crush on the website. Let them work the bugs out of the system. Hope sobriety is treating you well, Scott. It is indeed. I'm full of the joys of life. 24 hours clean, baby. Yeah, I'm actually kind of appreciative of the fact that it's not going to be available around here for at least a year, if not more. I imagine that there is going to be probably a lot of negativity around this thing for the first week, and WrestleMania will probably be, considering there was an iPay-per-view disaster for people who ordered online last year when nobody was doing it. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with WrestleMania this year. I think that could be a catastrophe, but only time will tell. So thank you for your email.
The only thing about the network costs I want to say as well is not to forget that the pay-per-views aren't the only thing being produced for the network. You also have to take into consideration the production costs of all these first-run shows that they're going to be running, the Countdown, the Monday Night Wars, WrestleMania Rewind, and all
Legend
that other
House.
Shite. Well, Legend House is already
It's
done.
supposed to take
Well,
from
yeah,
2006.
They had to pay for it though, at
Right.
the time.
But I mean, going forward,
It's not
there's
free
gonna be-
money 5 years later.
Yeah, so there's going to be other costs. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's definitely profitable. It really depends on how many people are interested in subscribing to it. So, like I've been saying these last few weeks, I don't want to really make any predictions. We got to just wait and see how it turns out.
I was as I eat an Oreo.
Oh, I want one now.
I was listening to the Todd Martin show on the Observer site this week,
Yeah, I just listened to that.
and
myself.
I don't know. He had a resoundingly cynical approach to it, in the sense that so many people are confident that they're going to do well into the hundreds of thousands, and that in a few years they'll have their million and break even and be a great success. And he was just like, no matter how great this deal is, nobody buys WWE products anymore, on a monthly basis. Netflix is an entirely different animal, because you're not 30 million people aren't buying Netflix because it's like a super niche, mega niche thing that only a certain amount of people watch. It's fucking movies and television. That's why everyone has Netflix. Whereas wrestling,
Netflix is a platform, isn't it? Not
yeah,
a
Netflix
product.
is a platform, and as much as they like to act like this is a platform, it's not. It's just another way to get your wrestling. And I thought that was interesting because their presentation was so good, and it is great value, and the diehards are going to get it and love it. I think there's a lot of rose-tinted glasses currently. And I just think it's going to be super interesting, because this could be a colossal failure. It still could be, even though everyone's much higher on it now than they originally were. This could definitely be a flop. We just won't know until it happens. It could go either way.
Yeah.
So network, yeah. I mean, everyone's talking about the network. I'm kind of sick of hearing about it at this stage, but I look forward to getting it on my PS1. So
I'll be sticking with my RapidGator account. Because that's how you keep rich, is by watch the 5-cent coins and the euros take care of themselves.
and throw away the pennies.
Throw them as far as you
A
can
wise man once
into
said.
the eye of a child.
So if you're not going to watch your WWE Network on it, what are you doing with your PS4? You're not playing NAC. You streaming anything?
I have FIFA on it.
You
FIFA Soccer 14.
putting your FIFA on the Twitch?
I've not yet. I've not had to go on the Twitch yet. I've only had it 2 days and I've been busy enough, so I've not really had a chance to really get my fingers dirty. And I want to get Infamous when that comes out. That's gonna be my first real big PS4 experience. I think
Those games are like
Interesting.
70 or 80 quid. It's mental.
No, I got FIFA for what was it, 50?
Oh, did you?
55?
I was in Argos there on Thursday night, and they were selling NAC for like 75 quid.
Oh, that's mental. I think I got NAC for like €20 or something. It was part of the bundle, so it worked out as only about €25 more expensive than the console on its
The
own.
Ultimate Edition of Injustice is good.
Yeah, that's the thing I was saying, is I'm not super interested in what are essentially PS3 ports.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But that's all there is, other than NAC and Killzone,
Yeah.
I guess. But I'm not big on Killzone.
No, I'm still to this day sort of burned out on first-person shooters.
Yeah. The only first-person shooter I really liked recently was Far Cry 3, and that's because it was way different. It was way different from all the other ones.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I spent what did it end up being? Something like 140 hours playing Skyrim last year. So I'm I'm on a bit of a platformer kick lately. I'm still playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Super Mario 3D Land at work. And I'll play Knack. I'll probably try and finish Knack in the week, just because I have it and it's new. So I can give that a review as well next week. And
I'm still playing DMC.
how's that?
It's good. Good game. Not my genre typically, but it's fun. Kind of reminds me a bit of God of War, which I like. I mean, obviously a lot of people don't like it because it's all westernized, and it used to be the most. Devil May Cry used to be like very Japanese and very kind of nichey and
Big hair and big swords.
big swords, and Capcom stuck their nose in and took it away from Platinum, who nerds of the character action genre love Capcom, and they gave it to someone else. I was like, yeah, I'm not attached to that studio. I'm not attached to the way the character used to look. I have no interest in Devil May Cry prior to this game, so I'm coming in with a fresh palette, and I really like it. I think it's good. So yeah, I appreciate that, and not really playing much else. Waiting for that Last of Us DLC next month. Excited, Valentine's Day. Play
The
that.
funny thing is I'm still watching Blu-rays on my PS3 instead of on the PS4 because I have a PS3 remote control.
Oh yeah, I heard that they don't translate over, which is lame because it's all Bluetooth, so you would think it would, but apparently they don't. Also, doesn't the maybe it's the Xbox? I can't remember. The
PS4 requires a software update to play Blu-rays.
That's it. Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I did that, but I was like, just watching.
I think one of them also requires an update to play CDs. Or I think neither of them play CDs at all. Actually,
Well, I haven't played a CD in about 4 years.
that's true.
So.
Me either. Actually, yeah. Still, thought it was weird.
Do they still make CDs? What's this? The 80s?
But yeah, so those were my emails.
Very good. Joe, do you have one? Well,
Yep.
I will open mine up here.
I've got one from Will. He says, which is worse, Paul throwing money in a bin or Barry not paying pizza delivery charges?
Wait, what?
Well, obviously the first one.
Oh no! Come on.
Now, I can understand it not wanting
You cannot tell anyone that what they do with their money is wrong when you literally throw it away.
Like 2 cents. Come on.
It's money.
If you do that every week, that's a couple of euros a year. And
The 2 cents is the broccoli of the coin world. Where
broccoli's good for you.
No, but the thing with sorry, celery, not broccoli. Whereas celery contains less calories than you burn eating it.
I don't think that's actually true, but go on.
I prefer. Like, the value of having less coins in my wallet is worth more than
I thought you were
the
going to
value
say
of the coin.
I thought you were going to say it costs more to make the coin than it's worth, which is probably true.
No. The value of not having the coin in my wallet is worth more to me than the coin.
That is such. Oh my god, that is such a rich person thing to say.
No, it is 2 cents.
I have so much money that I just don't want the pennies taking up space.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because I have a small coin pouch in my wallet. You're saying like I'm throwing out €5 notes because they're not big enough like 10 ones. They're not as nice looking.
It sounds
It's 2 cents.
It sounds like
You cannot buy anything for 2 cents.
In Africa, live on that a day or something, probably.
And I'm sorry I've not got a 10-foot jar to keep them in to eventually have €100.
Yeah, most people do that though.
Not me, baby.
Anyway, what's this nonsense about me not paying delivery charges?
pizza.
You once didn't get a pizza in place because they had like a €2 charge.
Because
Balked at the delivery fee.
that's ridiculous. I always tip. Okay, but I object to this. We're gonna tell you we have a sale on, and then it's like it's for 15 quid, and then you ring up there. But there's an extra 2 quid, so it's actually 17 quid. Well, that's not what I called for. I specifically called for this deal. This is I'm the hero here because I'm rallying against fucking fraudulent advertising.
Yeah.
Not comparable, Mr. Fucking throw 10 quid notes out the window because they don't fit too much space in your wallet.
Thanks for that, Will. Scott writes, subject, Paul's Achilles.
Why is everyone writing about me this week?
He says, hello, Joe.
Terrible person.
Last week, Paul was talking about a package that Mama got and how he wouldn't tell Paul what was in it.
That's true.
I started to wonder, do you think there could have been a voodoo doll of Paul?
Yes.
Maybe Mama heard the story of Paul stealing that little girl's water gun, or how Paul was kicking those kids' football into traffic trying to get one hit by a car.
What? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
That was a joke I made once. That never happened.
and then had a voodoo doll of Paul made. It was
That is
shortly
very
after
possible,
that
yeah.
story that Paul mentioned he pulled his Achilles while running,
Oh.
and that he had never injured himself running before. Right now, I think I'm hoping that Mama never gets a picture of me. Thanks for another week of entertainment. Yeah, of course, Paul also cut his leg open on a what was it, a porno VHS or something?
It was a sharp box edge.
And he had to have his rotten tooth lasered off. So,
And
all
so
adding up.
Mama opens the thing and there's like a little doll inside and a little black box as well with like PS4 scrawled on the top of it. But what he neglected to do was get the customer care voodoo doll and rip its head off. So customer care was actually very attentive, so he was foiled.
There was more Mama madness this week.
Of course there was.
And it's Mama, not Mama, whatever you're saying.
Mama.
No, Mama.
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 And Mama, this week, was trying to trap me into a discussion about voodoo again. I wasn't having it. He was... What was he talking to me about? He was just saying stuff like... what was he even saying? Just general nonsense, basically, about voodoo and... Oh, what he said to me... Did I say this... Was this week or last week? When I got the PS4, he was balking about how me at my age still buying PS4s, right?
Oh God.
Because he's of the opinion that a video game thing is for children. And I said to him, Mama, you're like 50 and you believe in voodoo.
It's a fair point.
And he was... No, but he is so staunchly...
Actually, hang
the
on, though,
funniest thing is-
hang on, that's actually really cunty because that's like his fucking religion.
No, but this is the thing, he is so condescending about... He's like, I think I explained to this before. He sits beside a very religious man.
Oh, yeah,
who
yeah.
He calls the pastor, right? And he's so condescending to him about religion. He's going, no, it's nature, blah, blah. And then once you have a go at his voodoo, he's not having it.
Oh, Mama. Oh, that's awesome.
Because when you're talking about voodoo, right? When you're trying to debunk voodoo to Mama, okay?
Right.
Your main point that I go to, at least,
Is that it's not
that it's not real and it's completely illogical. But it's like when you're discussing religion. Once their counterpoint is that to them it is logical, there's nowhere to go apart from saying you're an idiot.
It's like that point that a friend of ours who is a lovely person and an educated person but is very religious has made before, which is that how can you believe blank when blank happened? And their counterpoint was, because I have faith. And it's like, even though it doesn't make sense to me, I have faith that it is this way because I love the Lord. And you're like, okay, fair enough.
The discussion is over.
The discussion
now.
is over because you just decided to commit, even though you admit you really don't know. It's like, well then, I'm gonna use that the next time I'm in a fight with a woman.
No, but this same person you're discussing made the point similar to Mama, is that they believe it because they have come to the decision that it's a logical thing to believe.
Yeah.
When it clearly is not.
I don't mean to be patronising and use this annoying argument that everyone uses, but it's like you can't just commit to the belief that 2 and 2 is 5. Because that's what it is. That's the same ballpark to me. But we're getting off on a tangent.
And Mama was looking at more Wicca websites on his computer. I caught him.
Why is he a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, exactly. And I was trying to look out of the corner of my eye without him knowing that I was looking at him. I was looking at it, and yeah, it's basically that. It's though you'd be looking at love potions and all that nonsense.
Ugh.
And I bet he's probably out in the woods now with a stick, just rubbing around in some dirt, going, "Oh, make it hurt his arm, please," or whatever. However that gimmick works.
Yeah. No, I think you nailed it. Don't worry.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that, Mama. Anyway, I'll see what Mama's up to next week. Hopefully he'll... Oh, he apparently someone has been doing things to him this week.
Oh, God.
Because he came in and said he had a bit of a sore neck. I think I spoke about this before. He had done this before where he blamed a cold or something on his neighbour who was convinced does voodoo on him.
How can he not tell? Is there not some kind of mercury barometer for voodoo and it goes off and he's like, hang on, someone's doing something to me?
His voodoo sense is going off. I'm going to have to start writing these down every time Mama does or says something, because more often than not it's mad. I'm going to set up a Mama Twitter account or something. Tweet all Mama's ramblings. Yeah, so that was the Mama update of the week. Do you have any more emails, Joe? Joe, do you have an email?
He's back dinking around with his motherboard.
Right, well, I'm going to read my email in that case.
His,
And this
his
one
cocaine-lined motherboard.
goes right with his cocaine-lined mother. What? This one comes from Scott, right?
Of course it does.
I'm fully expecting Joe to run in now. What are you talking about? Scott says, subject, movie guff rating question. Hello, Paul. Last week you talked about Goodfellas. I did. You thought the movie was very good but not great. Then you... Hang on.
Wait, what movie is this?
You talked about Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah.
Did I say that?
I thought you loved
Goodfellas?
this. I thought you loved this. That's what I remember.
He says, you thought the movie was very good but not great, and then gave it a 10 out of 10. How can a very good but not great movie be a 10? If a very good movie is a 10, then what is a great movie? Do you Spinal Tap and go to 11? I suppose that if you gave the Three Stooges a 6, then just about anything could get a 10. Have a great week, Scott. I don't remember saying that about Goodfellas. I think... I might have to listen back. Maybe I misspoke. But I think the movie that I thought was very good but not great was American Hustle. Because I've described that on Twitter and on our forum as being very good but not great. And I give that a 7. Which is one above the Three Stooges. Which is, very good. Goodfellas, I thought Goodfellas was excellent. I gave it Goodfellas a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd have to listen back. If I did say that, I must have misspoke. But yeah, that's one of my pet peeves is people who will discuss a movie, point out all the flaws in it, all the things they didn't like, and go, yeah, I didn't like this actress, I didn't like this storyline. Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I realize that giving movies scores out of 10 is a little bit pointless to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think once the score you give matches the description you've given, that's fair. So if I said that Goodfellas was a very good but not great movie and gave it a 10, that would annoy me if somebody else did it. So if I did say that, I misspoke. I'm pretty sure the movie that I said was very good but not great was American Hustle, and Goodfellas is an excellent movie. I'd go as far as to say it's probably definitely in my top 20, I would say, of all time. And American Hustle would be top 200 probably.
Impressive.
Yeah. Jesus, the Oscar nominations this week. American Hustle everywhere. I don't understand.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it now, seeing as
Jennifer
I'm gonna want to fall one way or the
Lawrence.
other on that debate, so I want to see it.
God. It's not that good. It's like everyone in it got an Oscar nomination except Bradley Cooper. Christian Bale is very good. Amy Adams is very good, but I mean, I don't understand. I really don't understand. 12 Years a Slave should probably win Best Picture. That or Nebraska. They were the two best pictures of that list that I've seen. And Before Midnight didn't get a nomination.
You didn't get one for adapted
mental.
screenplay.
Yeah.
I saw nothing for Stoker as well, which disappointed me. But then again, there's so many on the list that I haven't seen, so I can't really comment on whether or not Stoker is better or worse than any of those. So
It's better than American Hustle and Gravity.
well, I'd imagine it's better than both. I cannot convince myself to watch Gravity. It just doesn't look like something I'm going to enjoy.
Gravity's good.
I'm sure it is, but
It's not that good though.
it doesn't look like my kind of film.
My point on Gravity was always that were it not so visually very, I mean the computer graphic. I'm just saying words now, aren't I?
No, you're you're going well.
The CGI is very, very impressive, and it's sort of so impressive to the point that it seems to me, to a lot of people, it's blinded them to what is quite an average movie.
Yeah. Well, I feel that way about Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. So.
Avatar a little bit as well. Although Avatar is far better than Gravity is.
I actually I thought Avatar gets a bad rap. I think Avatar's fine.
I quite like Avatar. I'd give Avatar an 8 out of 10 probably, something like that. It's Avatar, I also saw, that was the first movie I saw in this new 3D craze, and it looked very nice in cinema, I must say.
Which has since died.
I think it's too long, and I think the story is a bit basic. Same criticisms I have for Gravity, but I thought it was far more interesting than Gravity was. Gravity's almost a boring movie at points. So yeah, sorry about that, Scott. I don't know who. I'm not ready to say that Scott is the one making the mistake here, because often I'll flub and say the wrong name of a movie or something. But keep an eye out on my movie reviews, Scott, because if I make a mistake, I want you to be the first to report on it.
He will be.
Keep me on my toes. Just to reiterate, Cape Fear and Misery were both very good. 8 out of 10. Right.
Yeah.
Right, so that's my own email for the week. Let's get on to the news. There's a lot of news this week.
Yep.
So first of all, sad news. This is not a take two from last week. I guess it is to an
It kind
extent.
of is, yeah.
Mae Young finally died at the ripe old age of 90.
Yeah.
I don't know what more to say about it. I think everything has been said.
Yeah, and plus the other thing you have to remember is that people like us are only old enough to remember her when she was a wacky,
Crazy old coot.
get your tits out and fucking have a baby on TV and all this lark, you know. So it's not like you can comment on anything else. But I heard a lot of stories about how she was just this, trailblazer, and she wrestled the guys in college and all this other stuff,
Do we have any favourite Mae Young memories?
They were almost all terrible. But the one that stands out is the Bubba Bomb, which was good. Great, actually. That's
Well,
a good one.
I believe she took 2 Bubba Bombs.
Possible. Would make sense. Beating up Lake Cool.
I think actually the reason she was in the wheelchair for the second one was as a result of a previous one.
Yeah.
When she got WWE thrown off Channel 4.
With the very first pay-per-view they showed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, I think World War 2000.
Royal Rumble 2, yeah. That was good.
With her bubbies, as they were. I quite liked... I don't know if liked is the right word. I liked the storyline her and Moolah did with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
When he would just beat them up.
Killed Moolah with like those guitar shots. Jesus.
And also she used to do the Bronco Busters move.
Oh God.
I think Jim Ross or Jerry Lawler referred to it.
How did someone not fall in?
Oh my God. That would be like something like a scene from Alien where the thing clamps onto John Hurt's head.
Fucking hell. Anyway.
So rest in peace, Mae Young. Johnny Mae Young.
That's how you know someone's old, is there a lady with a name like Johnny.
Or Fred.
Fred Moolah. Rest in peace, Mae Young.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mae
You'll be
Young.
missed.
So speaking of classic wrestling, Ultimate Warrior is going to be in this year's Hall of Fame.
You're a real piece of shit, Terry. You wanted me to have sex with your wife.
Never have I wanted Hulk Hogan to be there more.
There's all this talk that he might induct him, and I was like, 2 years ago, Ultimate Warrior literally ranted about him for an hour and how he's like gay and used to pass his wife around to everyone and a drug addict and all this stuff. And to my knowledge, there has been no olive branch. Although Hogan's always going out in the media saying, "Oh, brother, yeah, we'll make good on this," But yeah,
I'd love it if Hogan not only inducted him, but after Warrior did his thing, Hogan would come out again just to steal the spotlight like he did back in like WrestleMania 6. And while Warrior's talking, doing a speech, Hogan is like doing a pose down on the side of the stage just to take the attention off the Warrior. Oh, Hogan. What a man. So yeah, I mean, after the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD they put out a few years ago, seems like that's their new thing now, is putting in people that they were previously at loggerheads with. They had Bruno last year. Hulk's in there. the Rhodes. Who else do we think is going to win this year? Jake?
I don't know.
Possibly. Who's not in?
Who else is around who isn't in?
Was Mae Young put in the
Oh, yeah,
Hall of
she's
Fame?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. They showed a clip of her doing her acceptance speech and waving to everybody.
I'm not really sure. I remember a
Jim
couple
the
of years
Anvil
ago.
Neidhart.
Which?
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
I guess. I mean, he's the type of guy who realistically shouldn't be in, but they put him in anyway because
I don't know if they want him in the same building as Jake Roberts though.
why not?
Fall off the wagon.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think Jake Roberts is possibly a big call. Maybe New Age Outlaws and DX this year.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's another one that's like, I guess. If you I mean, given that they don't have any standards, like whatever, put them in. But it's like Road Dogg.
New Age Outlaws were pretty big back in
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's only annoying when you break it down as Road Dogg and Billy Gunn getting in as individuals. But if as a team, like it's not offensive, I suppose. They were pretty huge.
Ken Shamrock.
Call me Vince. At Vince McMahon. Retweeted by Ken Shamrock 10 times.
Oh, imagine if Ken Shamrock was in the Royal Rumble. That'd be great.
Oh,
It'd
I love it.
probably be tragic, but
Hopefully they have a few surprises in the Rumble this year, and I don't mean surprises as in Sergeant Slaughter and IRS. I mean proper faces, either faces we've not seen in a while or big names, stuff like that.
You know who I thought would be good?
Go on.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
'Cause he's been gone, what was it, 4 years since he left WWE?
thereabouts.
And it would be a surprise. I don't think anyone would be expecting him to come back.
Is he not in Ring of Honor anymore now?
He's around, but it's not like he's committed to them. I don't think.
Nah.
Okay.
Him and Adam Cole are a thing, tag team now. I think. It's weird.
How about
Maybe D'Lo.
Yeah.
D'Lo?
For the Rumble, not the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
How about the how about the Ace and Eights? The entire team.
Everyone. Who?
That's Gareth Bischoff. You don't know him.
What about Evolution and Ric Flair can go in for a third time?
Yeah. God Almighty.
What, give him a toe ring or something?
A little sexy little
Cock
Hall
ring.
of Fame ankle bracelet.
Oh God.
Yeah, Warrior's an interesting one though. I'd be very interested to see a speech.
So Naomi, better known as she's better known as Naomi. Her real name is Trinity
All that booty meat hanging out.
Fatu now, cause she got married to one of the Usos. I don't know which one.
The one she's going out with, that one. She didn't swerve and go with the other one. But yeah,
So they're married now. That's happy.
good for them. They are consistently like the most likable people on that show. So
Hopefully their marriage does better than other wrestling marriages have done in previous years.
well, they seem like more normal people, so we shall see. It's not like
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
not like he's Hulk Hogan.
No,
Or
he's
Flair.
extremely laid back for all appearance, except that one time he knocked that glass off the counter.
Yeah,
He's like-
oh man, intense.
Yeah, that should be his gimmick. Every time he comes out the ring, he knocks glass off the ring post in anger. So Daniel Bryan was concussed during his match on Raw this week. That's the second concussion he's had. I think in a 9-month period or something.
Wait, has he?
I think they mentioned something like that.
He's had a lot in his career. I don't know if he's had one this year though, or in the last 9 months.
Maybe I'm
You might be confusing him with Ziggler,
Yeah,
I think.
Ziggler, yeah.
But it's certainly not his first. We know that much.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. Careful with that sort of stuff.
I don't know how he got it, but
No, I've not seen it. I didn't notice while I was watching. I didn't notice a spot like with the Del Rio sunset flip, where it's very blatant. Oh, that's how it happened. So I mean, hopefully he's okay for the Rumble.
I'm sure he will be.
Apparently he's going to be on Raw, possibly in a non-speaking role. Or, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me tonight? A non-wrestling role.
He's usually in a non-speaking role.
Yeah, just there nodding.
As John Cena talks. Maybe John Cena can wrestle his matches for him when he's got a concussion.
Possibly.
He can do that backflip off the top rope.
Oh God. Shatter his femur.
So get better, Brian. Speaking of Hulk Hogan, as you were earlier, the Court of Appeals in Florida this week ruled that Gawker, the website who posted his sex tape with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife,
The gobbledygawker.
they judged that that Gawker, in fact, are not required to take the tape down.
Are you like watching telly or something while you're doing this show? Because
No,
you
I'm
sound
not.
terribly distracted.
No. Apparently, one of the reasons that they overruled the original ruling, which had forced them to take down the video, was that Hogan, in making such a deal of it, had made it into a bigger news story, and then it's a valid news story. So I don't agree with it. I don't think that these websites should be able to put up videos of any people in their private time. I think it's
I
completely.
mean, maybe if they film it themselves and they're celebrities and they're fucking Hulk Hogan attention whores, then maybe you have the grounds to say, you know what, he was gonna put this out there. There's a reasonable belief that he was gonna do that, so whatever. But this appears to have been like filmed without his consent and stuff. It's very shady. What the fuck is up, America?
I don't know.
There's no evidence to suggest this was an intentionally filmed, especially because it's like 10 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Hulk Hogan got gassed out in it. Oh, I feel like a pig.
I do love cardio, brother. I've got ring rust. No offense. Ew. Oh God. Anyway. So,
What is she going up there for? Stay away from Hulk Hogan's ring, woman. I don't care how rusty it is.
I don't know if they're going to put the thing out in full, like, for free on their website, or what they're going to do. Like, what are they going to do with it?
Lock it away and bury it.
That's ironic, burying Hogan.
The tape kicks out of the grave at 2.
Oh my God. Right, moving on. Johnny Philbin and David Lebowski debuted on TNA this
God, what a...
as a pair of interns, I believe. carrying a letter. Took 2 of them to carry 1 letter to Dixie Carter. What a work rate.
Oh God.
First of all, they tried to be cute and do a little, we're here for a tryout match thing. Or no, Dixie said you have to do a tryout match and impress me.
They haven't done gut check in about 8 years.
More so, it was a stupid fucking nod and a wink at the WWE thing.
NXT, yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up, please.
When was the last gut check they did?
They've been that like a year ago, 2 years ago almost, probably.
Oh.
Good.
Remember, what was that called? The fight night thing they used to do?
Open fight night.
One open fight night. They stopped doing that as well. They just do these premium events now. Which, by the way, they had Genesis, okay, this week, which is portrayed as a big premium TNA event. But the week before Genesis, they had
The AJ match.
the title unification match between AJ and Magnus, and the week after it, they're having Sting versus Magnus with Sting's career on the line versus the title, a cage match with Kurt Angle against Bobby Roode. I mean, what makes Genesis premium?
That's Genesis Part 2.
Duosis.
Yeah, apparently they want to do the AJ thing this week, but contract dispute or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that adds a little bit of credibility to the story that he is actually gone. But yeah, so yeah, I was surprised when I looked at a report of what happened and I didn't see the ladder match, the Gunner ladder match. But apparently it's a 2-week thing they're doing. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's stupid, isn't it? So yeah, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards.
They showed up and said that you're gonna have a match next week, which is a bit of a disappointment, but whatever.
Yeah, they showed up backstage. A Brock Lesnar level promo in terms of how
I don't think it was that bad.
it was. Oh my god!
I thought it was fine.
Jesus. No, couldn't deliver lines, baby. Thank God they're good in the ring. So who do you think they're going to be put in with?
Well, what of the two tag teams there are in TNA?
Who do they have now?
Bad influence. Bad influence on the bromance.
Yeah.
Hernandez and Hector Guerrero.
Yeah.
No. Chavo's gone.
Gail Kim,
just
Gail
put Hector
Kim
in
and Lady
them.
Tapa.
Gunner and
James Storm.
James Storm.
Well, they're not actually
Yeah,
great.
Eric Young and Abyss.
Yeah. Oh, these are all great matches.
Spud and Derek Bateman.
Yeah. Derek Bateman.
So they're there. I mean, I'm happy to see them in TNA.
I'm happy to see them on TV, but like there's one match I want to see them have in TNA, and that's it. As opposed to, well, it's not like there's a million teams in WWE, but there's more. Way more. So that's
and especially the tag team scene in WWE is a bit more
stacked.
life full. That's not a word.
Full of life.
So it's good for it's good for them. It's good for TNA. I think.
Yeah, we'll see where they go.
Sad that WWE didn't pick them up, but it's their loss. I feel.
Dixie Carter tweeted a picture of a notepad ahead of Genesis
With
the name.
EE and DR on
Yeah,
it.
and subtle. Well done.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Took me a while to figure that one out.
I was like, who's Dr. EE?
Eric Escobar.
Oh, man. Dr. Eric Escobar.
His new gimmick. So speaking of people showing up where they weren't anticipated, Ric Flair was on the UFC show this week. He wasn't fighting on it, sadly. He there was woo chants in the crowd for the entirety of the show because he was there.
Good.
Apparently, all the UFC fighters were marking out, want to take their picture with Flair.
Did he get in the ring?
No, he didn't get in the.
In the cage.
No. He was just there.
Slap on a figure 4.
He had a picture taken with Dana. Dana probably had no idea who he was.
I'm sure Dana White knows who Ric Flair is. Probably tried to fucking sign him, the worm.
the old weight division. And Dana was talking about Brock afterwards as well, saying that there's a definite possibility that Brock could come back one day and fight
God,
again.
what a load of bollocks.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happen. Brock's too old now. First of all,
He was shit anyway.
No, he wasn't.
He lost all his matches.
No, he didn't. He had a winning record.
Nah.
He was 5-3. No.
5-3. Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
5-3.
And
I could go 5-3.
Could you?
Yeah.
Well, in the women's division.
No, probably not.
But
half.
I mean, on one hand, you could say-
featherweight.
Come on. Joe's a big, heavy lad, Barry.
What? I don't think so. He's not you.
Yeah, I always get us mixed up. Sorry, Joe.
Which one am I again?
You're Chris Blake.
Oh, God! I've been
Put the bloody way you down for 5 minutes.
I've been dealt a bad hand in life, but at least I've got this money bed.
At least I have this suit made out of 1-cent coins.
Konnichiwa. I'm on with the desk. See, I said yes. Get your desus away from me.
So I mean, on one hand, you could say that Brock's last 2 losses were when he was sick with diverticulitis, but you could also say they're against people who were far better than him anyway. So I don't see Brock coming back.
They should have balanced it out and sort of injected Velasquez with smallpox or something.
Sleeping powder or something.
Yeah. No, he's probably got enough pills as it is.
So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Brock back because it was always a very big event when Brock was fighting. Rarely would I.
Still is, baby.
Yeah.
Takes on the Big Show, Paul White.
They should bring back the Brawl for All, just for all Brock's fights. Have him shoe fight the Big Show.
The Big Show. Why?
And I like to see Brock fight again. I just don't see it happening because, as I say, he's too old. He's been out of it for too long now. As Joe said, he was extremely limited in the first place. He based a lot of his stuff on speed. I just don't think he'd be that fast anymore. All the heavyweights around nowadays are much better than they were when he was there anyway. So, you know, maybe not. I wouldn't be too upset if he never did. I'd like to see him again, but whatever. Anyway, so WWE stock, as a result of this network gimmick, their stock was at the highest point in 10 years this week. $19 a share. So, clearly, as we've been saying earlier, people are buying into the whole network idea. Or at least stockholders are of the opinion that it's going to be a success. So, keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
What is this gimmick here? Oh. Two little stories here. Maybe we could find a link between them. Mick Foley's contract is about to expire, apparently, with the WWE.
Can't remember the last thing I saw him do though. So.
One of them pre-shows on YouTube, probably.
Oh yeah.
He was on. He did, didn't it? Was it TLC pre-show or the panel thing? And he called Bray Wyatt Way Bryant.
That was it.
Yeah.
And also, Jim Ross is apparently going to be joining the ever more congested wrestling podcast scene.
Yeah.
He's apparently signed the. I was going to say signed a deal. I don't think there's any deals being signed, but he's definitely.
Well, I think that's the way they work. I think if you go a podcast one, they do sign people. So like you're with them for a year or whatever.
Yeah, so he's with Podcast One now, who already host Steve Austin and Chris Jericho's respective podcasts. So if you're in the mood to hear about sauce, slobber knocker, barbecue, but God,
Tain't what it used to be.
And all that nonsense, Jim Ross is going to be having a podcast coming up where he can bury people.
My favourite thing on Twitter is when people ask Jim Ross completely random questions like, "What's going to be on the network? How do I order this pay-per-view, Jim?" He just goes, "I don't know."
Bama sauce.
Like he's WWE customer help.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
God, if he was, they'd lose some awards for that. Fucking Starkey, Texan, Oakley, Homie, whatever.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know whether Jim Ross would be any good at podcasting, I'm afraid.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't think he's got the right personality for it.
He won't be getting all hyped up for the advertisements like Austin does.
No.
Now, let me tell you, listeners, you'll be erect for hours. And that's good old JR's guarantee. You'll be saucing it.
Oh god, I love. No, I've not listened to the Steve Austin one for probably about 5 or 6 months. But where I used to have that one where you were talking about getting an erection. It's like On It, or what's the one where it's like it's something from onit.com.
Yeah.
It's
Brain,
or whatever.
protein,
Brain shroom power.
brain.
Where it's like, and if it isn't with a pair of tits walks past you, you'll be standing there full salute. God, I love to see Jim Ross do that kind of.
And it's like
God.
you hear someone off mic just like, and if a lady walks past, you'll be fucking read that thing right there. You'll be at full salute. Fucking you enunciate that. You can say it or you're fucking off. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway.
Please stop the damn sex.
Now time for my guest. He was an announcer from 1992 to 1995 in Midwest Atlantic Town Wrestling. Jim Bob Southers. Jim Bob, welcome to the show. Hello, Jim. Now, they took you off the machine just long enough to do the show today, so I'm not going to take up much of your time.
Jim Ross's podcast is going to be the worst thing ever.
We did an angle where basically we beat up these guys 2-on-1 and Jim that had never been done before. Now see, these days you got 5-on-1, 6-on-1, 7-on-1. I'm not going to say TNA, but TNA.
Oh my god. So that's all the news for this week. Jim Ross. Oh, what an idiot.
Yeah, that's all the news, baby. Alright.
That is all of the news.
So the question on everyone's lips is, who bothered watching Raw?
I watched Raw.
I did.
I watched it.
Yep.
Go and have a crack, Joe.
Oh, I forgot it open. Hang on. What happened on Raw?
I can't even remember what. It opened with the Wyatts versus the Usos.
The only thing that mattered was the end.
Well, yeah, but it opened at the beginning, led to the end.
Yes. The Usos took on the Bray Wyatt and the Daniel Bryan in a match. What happened? I can't remember.
Went to did
they win?
The other two
they
ran
didn't
in.
win.
Yeah. It was
It was a run in. And so Brad Maddox later ordered that they'd have a rematch inside the steel cage in the main event. In between, John Cena took on Damien Sandow. Quite an enjoyable match.
Yeah.
It was a fun little outing. John Cena's dad was in the crowd.
You knew trouble was brewing.
Trouble's brewing. Mr. Cena Senior's there.
They keep calling him Mr. Cena.
Well, yeah, have some respect.
Because John Cena Senior sounds weird.
Senior, didn't they do that song in the early 2000s?
Make love, list music.
Everybody.
No, that was Backstreet Boys.
Move your body.
Everybody.
Back streets back.
Oh, I love Cena. Anyway.
I was listening to Backstreet Boys when I was jogging today.
Oh.
So there you go.
The
Larger
Big Show,
than life it was.
The Big Show had a thing with the Real Americans.
A 10-minute knockout of Zeb Coulter.
God, how pointless. I realise they're building them up for Big Show, but that was hardly it.
Yeah. This was
Well, they interviewed him on the app afterwards. And he was like, yeah, I wasn't sending a message to Brock. I just wanted to have some fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for
At
wasting my
least
time
this
completely
gives Zeb an excuse to be in a wheelchair with a neck brace and be funny. I suppose.
I do love the heel manager in a wheelchair gimmick.
Yeah, that's great.
I love it. I think what they should do is actually have him become. He thinks he's Mexican now or something when he wakes up.
Oh, he could be. You know those people. There are sometimes those people that have
up
like
speaking a different language or something.
They have a stroke and then they wake up speaking in a different accent.
Yeah.
It could be one of those. He speaks like in a Mexican accent or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I think he'll just be Zeb Coulter in a neck brace. Honestly.
Yeah, just being angry in a neck brace.
Yeah. Wasted opportunity.
CM Punk teamed with New Age Outlaws to take on the Shield. I don't know why he's teaming with the New Age Outlaws. I never explained this last week.
Well, the
or
New
this
Age
week.
Outlaws helped him on the previous Raw.
Yeah, but
Fighting off.
why were they with him then?
Because it was old school Raw.
Yeah, but why were they with him?
Because he's a.
It was an elaborate setup to establish this thing that happened next. Perhaps.
Yeah, but why?
To fuck with him.
Yeah, but why?
Because sauce, Joe.
But why did he try? Why did he?
Because
Why don't you tweet Jim Ross?
yeah.
Ask him
Jim
why.
Ross, can you please explain the inconsistency?
Just shut up!
Anyway, they wrestled together for about 20 minutes and then they walked out on him, leaving him to get beaten by the Shield.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that finish done just 2 months ago with the Miz.
You did. You in fact did.
Yeah, so. Why
To be fair, this is what people cared about because it had CM Punk in it, so. And it wasn't the Miz and fucking Kofi Kingston.
It was pinned by Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Hey, at least you're staying consistent with that.
that's true.
There was a women's match that I skipped.
Who was I?
To want to wish this.
I don't even remember who was in it.
Emma was in the crowd. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who she is, but she was there.
She's like her thing is like she's an awkward girl. She's an awkward
She was
dancing
dancing in the crowd, yeah.
It's just what they need, another awkward diva in the ring.
girl. Yeah. But she can wrestle at least.
Well,
Randy Orton was angry for some reason.
always angry.
And demanded a match with Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Which he got.
Yeah.
They announced the Warrior goes to the Hall of Fame. Then Randy Orton took on Kofi Kingston in a long and boring match.
Oh god, this was like an hour long. I've
Which
decided.
ended with Kofi Kingston cleanly pinning the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton.
Of course.
So he's the champion now. Kofi Kingston's the WWE champion now.
No, it was a non-title match, Paul.
Oh.
Oh.
That's such a cop-out, by the way.
Hang on. How is that the concept of a non-title match a cop-out?
Because in what other... And I know it's wrestling, and wrestling has its own little diddly-bobs. Its own little rules. But in anything else, when the champion is beaten by a not champion, then they're the champion.
No. If Man City win the Premiership and then United beat them in one of the Premiership games, then they're not the title holders.
That's a completely different system. That's a completely different system.
And this is a completely different system.
Wrestling's not a league. If it was a league, then fair enough.
Okay. So you're telling me that the champion, because the way wrestling works is the champion wrestles almost every week, not every week, but almost every week, and so by virtue of Kofi should be the champion just because Randy Orton's got to wrestle someone and Kofi happened to beat him.
Because Kofi Kingston pinned the champion clean.
Yeah, he should get a title shot, sure, but he shouldn't get the title.
Why not?
Because you have to establish beforehand that it's a title match.
I know that non-title matches have been around since Joe was born, but
This is a stupid complaint.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a little stupid point that I'm.
It is in fact one of those.
I'm nitpicking, but
You are.
Anyway,
when the champion gets pinned clean, because you know they're not going to do anything with Kofi Kingston.
I can tell you they're probably going to beat him next week twice.
It was only so Randy Orton would be mad and punch John Cena's dad.
when he was at his most over, he couldn't get a clean win over Randy Orton for love nor money, and now he's a complete job guy. He suddenly beats the world champion clean.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's mental.
I don't know.
Anyway, then he beat up John Cena Senior.
Yeah. John Cena ran out, all clumsily.
There was a tag match, Ryback saw against the Rhodes. I don't think it was any good.
It was another one that was probably fine, but it was 17 million hours long, and so I was really bored.
Yeah.
I like Goldust and what's his face and Cody, but kind of skipping their matches now because they're not doing. What made the stuff with the Shield so good was that it was with the Shield, and also they had the firing angle, and Cody was doing good promos. Now I'm just like waiting for the next thing for them to do.
Rey Mysterio and Del Rio had a match, and Del Rio won clean
With the armbar.
to set up further the Batista feud, I assume.
Which will lead to him being
that
like
was-
tossed out of the Rumble in like 2 seconds.
That was about it until the main event, which was the rematch from the opening segment, in which the Usos won, strangely.
Yeah.
And then
That was
Daniel
weird,
Bryan
They both escaped the cage.
Daniel Bryan turned face,
Yeah.
attacking Bray Wyatt, and the crowd went absolutely fucking mental and were going yes, 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 and they loved it. It was pretty good.
It was.
It was great, yeah. I don't know what the point of all this was.
It just feels very rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the story they were telling, but they did it in 2 weeks.
I think they were going to drag it out, but they obviously realised that it just wasn't working that well.
Yeah. So yeah, he was over again. He was doing the yes, yes, yes. He beat up Bray Wyatt, celebrated on top of the cage, and the crowd were going fucking mental. And I quite enjoyed it as a segment. It was a very good segment. Like I say, I think the whole storyline's been very rushed. But you know, the crowd were into it, and wrestling fans' memories aren't especially long. So you're only as good as your last reaction, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't explain why they had that tag match where Daniel Bryan beat the fuck out of Rey Mysterio. I guess he was trying to fool them. But
Maybe
then,
he was under the spell.
I don't think he was ever under a spell. I don't think that's the point.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense then.
I think he was deceiving them the whole time. So yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those ones where we just have to be happy that Daniel Bryan is face and is being cheered, and not bother analysing the storyline,
because we'll only find out that it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So forget about it. He's good. He's being cheered, and everyone loves Daniel Bryan. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Yes. And the Royal Rumble is next weekend.
Next Sunday, yeah.
Batista's back on Raw. Yeah. But you know what the most important thing is will he do the machine gun entrance or will he do the spotlight entrance?
That's what we're all waiting for.
These are the important questions asked on ChairShot Podcast.
Email Meltzer. Email Meltzer. See if he knows.
I think he'll do the machine guns.
I'm thinking machine guns. Yeah.
I do have a soft spot for the spotlight. I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit like when Austin came back. Will he do the middle fingers on the top rope or the closed fists? Oh God. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to Batista and how that whole thing goes down. I think he'll come out and bury the PG in his promo.
Nah.
Or bury the fighting. What company did he even fight for?
It's his own.
How? Yeah, you should know that. How are we gonna know?
Batista Promotions. Well, I don't know. It was some rinky-dink nothing promotion. Some amateur.
They got on pay-per-view.
Do you mean the pay-per-view? Oh, that's the thing now. What are we going to call these shows that are on the network? Because they're not going to be
Still paying to watch them.
Events.
Well, I mean, I quite like the way UFC, and I did it today talking about TNA, but UFC don't call theirs pay-per-views, they call them premium events. So maybe WWE could do something similar. Although what they're doing now is and it annoys me to no end, is instead of going, in 2 weeks at the Royal Rumble, they always call it at the Royal Rumble event.
What? What about it?
It's annoying.
Why?
Because they called it the Royal Rumble for like the 16 years I've been watching. Longer. And now everything it was the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble event, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Just call it the fucking Royal Rumble. This Sunday at No Way Out. This Sunday at the No Way Out event. It's just annoying.
It's because they brought in the gimmick ones, and there's the whole Hell in a Cell confusion.
Yeah.
Touch the Hell in a Cell!
Do you mean the event? I don't like it. It makes me want to vent.
Well, vent you have.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Raw. I'm assuming nobody watched Impact or SmackDown. I didn't watch it.
I watched Impact.
Joe watched Impact.
Oh.
Shite.
I heard it was very bad.
It wasn't bad enough to be entertaining, but then also not good. So.
Nope. Were the Bromans on it?
Briefly, yeah.
Okay.
The opening segment was okay, but that was about it. So I don't remember the rest.
Right. Well, Joe was watching Royal Rumbles today.
I watched a couple.
Yeah, go on.
I watched 1998, which was a lot better than I remembered, to be fair.
Yeah, I had
great,
that on
but-
video, the 1998 one.
I also have it on video. Pain is a 4-letter word.
That is in fact.
I seem
accurate.
to remember there being a lot of goobers in that one, though.
Oh, there
and
was.
like
I
two
watched it. I
stars.
watched it a couple of weeks, like a week or two ago. There was
Wow.
like, let me think, 8 Ball, who I've never heard of before watching that Rumble.
When Liam did the Disciples of Apocalypse, 8 Ball?
8 ball chains and
Skull, I think it was called.
He didn't come out. He was the one who they thought was Stone Cold.
Kurgan,
Oh God, Kurt, I forgot all about Kurt.
Pacific Rim star Kurgan.
Yeah.
meaning that Rumble was only the second shittest thing he's ever been in.
God. No comment! Yeah, I mean, I remember the 1998 Rumble. Jeez, I think Steve Austin was maybe the only star in the Rumble.
Well,
The Rock wasn't even a star.
He
at that
kind of
point.
was.
Early 98? Not really.
He was
Owen Hart was in it.
Yeah,
I'd say Owen Hart was nearly a bigger star than The Rock was at that stage.
possibly. Well, yeah, you had Foley in it as well.
Oh, of course.
3 times.
Yeah. Although I suppose The Rock was the last one eliminated that year, so maybe that was a bit of a rub for him, I think.
And Ken Shamrock, of course, he was a big star at the time.
So good Rumble, Joe.
Yeah, in the middle.
That was the year Steve
Middle of the
Austin came
Rumbles.
out of the crowd as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the kind of marked man. So everyone was gunning for him, and he
Man, I just thought it's my main man, Cold Stone, man.
The thing is, he came in behind everyone, but I don't know how that helped him that much, because all they had to do was all turn around. There were still like 15 of them against one, but
Yeah, they gave him a bit of a head start. I think he
They
threw
gave
out
him-
somebody.
yeah, they gave him the edge.
Mark Miro, if I recall. I think he threw out first.
Yeah,
And also, I think if I remember, I think there was someone who was just leaning in the corner, so they could see Steve Austin when he came out. They were in the like, if you have the stage, they weren't in like either of the two corners by the stage. They were in one of the far corners, like on the far
Yeah.
side of the ring. They're just leaning there. Stone Cold was there fighting people. He wouldn't move. Oh yeah.
I also watched 2003.
Yeah, I think 2003 is an underrated Rumble. It didn't have any surprises in it, which annoyed me initially.
No, it was okay. Brock Lesnar did very little in it though,
Yeah.
which considering he was the winner, you think he'd have more of a run of throwing people out or something.
He F5'd somebody out onto someone else, though, doesn't
Yeah, Matt Hardy onto Team Angle.
he? Right.
That was pretty cool.
Was that the year as well where Shannon Moore was out? Trying
Yeah.
to keep Matt... That was
Yeah,
brilliant.
that was pretty cool.
Where Matt Hardy was falling out of the ring, and instead of, like, holding him up or something, Shannon
He
Moore
used his
was
feet.
lying on his back.
Yeah. As if that was like a loophole in the rules. He couldn't push him. He couldn't use his hands, but he can use his feet.
Oh my god! I tell you what, I really like that Magnitude gimmick with Shannon Moore as the follower.
Do you think he should come back and do that in the Decision Rumble?
With Shannon Moore, yeah.
Yeah, do Matt Hardy.
I was a real mark for Magnitude Matt Hardy. I
I think a lot of people
Yeah, it
were.
was good.
I
was
really,
good.
really was. I think that's probably the I mean, aside from the Hardy Boys, Ed and Chris and stuff, as a solo wrestler, probably the best work he did. The Magnitude stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Rey Mysterio was fantastic in this Rumble.
Yeah.
You just forgot the sort of moves he was capable of when he first arrived in WWE.
Well, that would have been his first Rumble then.
Yeah, and I can't even think of anyone I've seen since who could move like that. It's amazing.
That was the year the Undertaker returned as well. And I was
Yeah.
I was upset that he came back as the badass Undertaker and not as the dead man Undertaker.
Yeah, that was very strange. Because I knew he was the last man in, and I was expecting the bong.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this motorbike starts revving up.
But it was that shitty music he had where it's like, you're goddamn, you give it to me. It was
Yeah.
the fucking worst music ever for the Undertaker. And it's,
There was a lot of weird edits on the version I watched, where they dubbed over the music. So it was very hard to tell what was the original.
what was
and wasn't.
happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Undertaker. I think he had the shitty "You're Gonna Pay" music in 2003. Yeah, I mean, I have the 2002 Royal Rumble on DVD. I'll have to give it a watch because I quite like the 2002 one. And it's with all the obviously the problem is it has all the blurs and the logos and all that. It's from the Anthology collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought it on eBay for like a $5. And it has Undertaker, of course, coming out that's the year that Maven, of course, kicked him out of the Rumble. I think he had Rollin' still as his music at the time, but he comes out to the generic metal music, and that's a bit annoying. I really like that 2002 Rumble.
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a watch again soon. As far as rewatching stuff, I think Royal Rumbles always have a certain amount of rewatchability.
Yeah. They fly by, really.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, I mean, hopefully this year's got a few little surprises here and there dotted throughout. Like I say, I prefer them to use a bit more of the Attitude Era guys that have been forgotten. It always seems like they go to like the 94 to 96 era as far as getting back these classic stars. I think if someone like Gangrel or Ken Shamrock or D.R.E.E, someone like that, I think would be a little bit. Or even later, if they could get someone like Bacard King, that's Bull Buchanan,
No one's going to remember.
that's Nathan Jones.
or Nathan Jones, or Luther Reigns, or Snitsky, or
Tomko,
Bob Lashley, or
Matt Morgan,
Jeff Jarrett, or I don't know.
Sting.
I see the mocked up Undertaker versus Sting posters have
They're
started
back,
being
are they? Oh.
posted on. Must be that time of year again.
God. Or even WCW stars. How about a few of them?
I saw one where they used a picture of Sting where he had the TNA title over his shoulder. I don't know. He's going to win it from Magnus and take it to WWE.
Yeah,
And defend it against the Undertaker.
Defend it against Undertaker, yeah.
And then Undertaker would go to TNA.
Maybe Undertaker's the investor that hired.
Oh God! Yeah, TNA are doing another secret investigator gimmick. What a load of nonsense! What? They had like 8 authority figures last year. Who's going to be who's the secret investor then? Who are we thinking?
Sting.
AJ Styles.
It'll probably be Sting in the end.
Or AJ, yeah, it'd be AJ. Oh God. All the money she paid him to come back and do the match at Magnus, he has enough money to now buy out TNA.
Yeah.
I love TNA to go out of business right now. I really would. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. No more TNA necessary. Except if they push the bromance, then keep it around. Because the bromance is great. Send the bromance to WWE. I want the bromance there. Have good tag matches.
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. Is there anything else left to cover this week?
No.
We've done it all.
I want a kebab really badly.
Kebab.
I've not had a McDonald's in like 3
An hour?
weeks now. That might be the litmus test now for tomorrow. I'll go, is he in the mood for McDonald's?
I should be like, no, they killed animals.
I don't really like McDonald's. Oh, but taxi!
Did you know that like they keep? Well, I don't know why she's American, but they murder horses and put it in with the cow meat. Did you know that? Did you?
And Paul tosses her aside like a €2 coin.
I would never toss a €2 coin.
Yeah, you would, you pig.
Oh, sorry, 2-cent euro.
2 cent euros.
No, what was it?
2 cent.
Oh, euro cent, isn't it?
No,
No, it's just 2 cent.
I'll throw away a 1 sterling penny. Oh,
Nice
sorry,
one, cool.
1 penny sterling. Sorry. No, it's just a penny, isn't it? It's just a penny.
Yeah, exactly. Also, so is ours,
Joe-
even though it's a cent.
Joe, are you telling me you wouldn't? If you got change, right? If you went down to buy the local paper.
We
or
know
whatever,
what
I don't
the
know why local
scenario
paper.
is. No, none of us
He'd
would
probably
do
buy
it.
a national paper, if I'm honest. No, he wouldn't probably even buy a paper because
We get the local paper for free.
TV now or TV.
TV.
Right, forget it.
I've
Forget
got a
it.
radio.
Close it
Nonsense
down.
of that.
Close it down.
Right.
He goes down to buy a packet of bonbons, right? Joe, if you go down to buy a packet of bonbons, probably, I'd say Joe's probably a lemon bonbon.
Well, that's familiar.
Lemon or toffee. Or maybe a packet of Rolos. Who's to say?
Oh yeah, okay.
Finish
Say
the point so we can finish the show.
Say that you went down to buy your Rolos. Maybe a litre of milk while you're down there.
Of course, yeah.
Pint.
Pint?
Pint or 2 pints. Yeah.
Jesus. You are a heavy drinker, Joe. So, you get your change. It's cost you $1.97, let's say, okay? You get a 1 penny and you get a 2 penny.
Oh, where's he got for this pint? That's good value.
Yeah, well, you know, the corner shop. That's where you go.
For a pint?
Corner shops might be more expensive. Pint of milk!
Oh,
you meant.
sorry. $1.97 in sterling for milk, for a pint of milk. What are you, fucking insane?
But he bought the Rolos as well!
That's still a lot.
And the bonbons then.
I
There you
wouldn't.
go.
I wouldn't
Well, no, you wouldn't get them for you would get bonbons as well for $1.97.
for £2. No way.
Right, well, let's say $2.97 then.
That's
Alright.
too high.
No, let's say $2.47. Let's just,
Okay.
let's not go crazy here. So you get you pay with your $2.50, right? Or maybe not say you pay with a crisp £5 note, right out of your pocket because you don't keep them in a wallet for some reason. And you are given back £2 and 40. What would it be? Hang on. 53 pence. Right? You tell me you wouldn't put the $2.50 in your pocket and just throw away the
No!
No, I'd probably put the whole lot in my
Yeah,
pocket.
where the fuck would he
Easier.
make the distinction? It's all money.
Why am I going to go through my change and take out the small coins?
just to throw it away.
Well, I just hope that I'm never in a situation where I need 3 cents to, I don't know, get a taxi to the hospital.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, you're 3 cents short. I have to let you out here. I don't care if your leg
let
fell
you
off.
out here and your pregnant missus that you shagged during the Wolf of Wall Street. But because you're 3 cents short, you can get out in the fucking dual carriageway and walk. Also, she's
Paul?
delivering it 9 months premature. The film just ended.
Well, it's a long film, right?
You keep them in a little jar and then you change them up.
Like Scott.
I bet you if I did that, right? If I kept a jar of 1 cent, I'd probably do me back carrying it to the shop. So
Get a small
if
jar
anything-
though, so that
if
it's just
anything, I'm
50
saving
quid
myself money on the rehab I'd have to do afterwards. There you go. Cents.
worth. God, why don't you just throw it at a homeless like a normal person?
I tell you what,
Right,
I
maybe
give
there's no
the
homeless in
homeless
Kildare.
I give them 5 cents at least.
So give them 8 next time.
No. Because I don't have any 1 or 2 cents.
Anyway, right, that was episode 190 of the ChairShot Podcast, everyone. If you want to contribute, please contribute to this debate and agree with me. Go to chairshotpodcast.com.
Oh, I don't expect anyone to agree with me. I just do
and
it.
click on the contact us. But yeah, that's also your policy for hitting children. Go to the
I
contact
tell you
us
what,
tab.
I tell you, no. I'm dating children. What are you talking about? No, here's the thing. If vending machines accepted 1 or 2 cent coins, I'd keep them.
Well, that's
but
true.
they don't.
That's true. That's nonsense. I don't know why that is. Anyway, go to chairshotpodcast.com, click on contact us. From that page, you can send us emails, little drop down menu. You can pick myself.
Thank you, Will and Scott, by the way.
Yeah, as always.
Not thank you to James Howard. Where are you, mate?
Yeah. He's off picking. He's looking for pennies out in the street.
Probably having a bath or something. He fucking spends all day in there, by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, the world is a cold, harsh, cruel
Here's a
place.
picture of my feet in the bath.
Well, the world's a cold, hard, cruel place, Paul.
Well, I might have a bath myself.
So yeah,
You've got me in the mood for a bath, James.
contact us page, send us an email, drop down menu, all 3 of us, whoever your preference is.
Where was Steve this week, by the way? In the Bay
He's
Area.
in the Bay Area, yeah, he was chilling. Hanging out with Snoop.
Hope he's not too cold.
Scorpio? Anyway. My phone's gone off, I don't know where it is. Right, so go to contact us. Also at the website, you can find... what else can you find at the website?
The complete episode archive, every episode we've ever done is up there. Free for download.
Yeah, for more information, like...
Links to our iTunes, links to our RSS feed if you want to use something other than iTunes, that's on there as well. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, things on there.
So yeah, all that good stuff. Twitter.com/ChairShotPod is the official Twitter of the podcast. The Barry Lad is myself, Griff Tannen is Joe Towner, and Paul Griffin CSP is Paul, so you can go there for our weekly...
One last thing, I had a dream that the other Paul Griffin changed his one to something like the Paul Griffin, and I took Paul Griffin.
Why don't you have interesting dreams like I have?
What dream do you have?
What? You didn't read my long post about my dreams.
Oh, I can't be bothered, Barry. Just tell me what did you dream about?
It's too short to go into now. This
Having sex with a woman, was it?
I don't need to dream about that, mate.
Oh, he's dropping hints.
No, but listen. That's a stupid dream. Anyway, CST Twitter, episode archive, send us an email. Yeah, I think that's everything. Basically, tune in next week for Batista Mania. It's gonna be running wild, brothers.
Yeah.
And also preview the Rumble. Maybe have some Rumble style features if I can be arsed. We'll see. And yeah. So it is goodbye from myself, Barry Murphy. Goodbye. It's goodbye from Mr. Joe Towner.
See ya.
And it is goodbye from the Paul Griffin.
Throw them coins away.
This podcast was brought to you by loudyspeak.com.